name is Ronald Olivier, and I am the director of chaplaincy here at Mississippi State Penitentiary. It's a very unique journey that brought me here. A little bit over 4 years ago, I was incarcerated in Louisiana State Penitentiary, better known as Angola. I did 27 summers there for a murder that I committed when I was 16 years old. And as a result of that, I received a life sentence without benefits of parole or probation. And I'm literally here, it's a miracle. I got born again in a cell in the holding tank while the jury was deliberating on whether or not to give me the death penalty. I was charged with first-degree murder, and I can remember it was about 12 a.m., 1 a.m. in the morning. I was on the docks by myself in New Orleans Parish Prison, and man, everything just got real to me. And I can remember like yesterday me really getting on my knees and crying out to God. And I had a very simple prayer. Some people say don't make deals with God. I made a deal with him. And I said, God, if you don't let them kill me, I'll serve you the rest of my life. And hey, I'm here today, and he held up his end, and I'm still trying to hold up my end. And so as a result of that experience, it really changed my life. For the first time in my life, I experienced the peace of God. I knew I was going to be all right. I couldn't explain how. It just was an inward, resolve that said, man, you're okay. I was at peace. Well, the jury came back with a guilty verdict of second-degree murder, which is the responsive verdict to first-degree murder. And second-degree murder, what I didn't know, carried a mandatory life sentence. There were no options. And that's what I received, and staggered by that. As I go through my journey in prison, man, God surrounded me around the right guys, and man, that helped disciple me in prison. And later I found myself, called by God to minister his word, and found myself in the Bible college. And so in Angola they had churches already there, pastors, inmate led, but the Bible college came and gave the ministers tools and really how to effectively minister. And so when I realized I was called to teach and preach God's word and pastor, I joined the Bible college, and it opened up my mind and my heart into really helping people more effectively. I believe with all my heart of hearts that opportunity should be for every man, woman that's incarcerated, because God is, I believe, is raising up an army behind the wall. And so I believe that gives them a very effective tool. And so later I ended up as a chaplain's clerk for over 15 years. I ended up going on a missionary journey while in prison to another prison, and pastored a church and sat under another chaplain and assisted him. And never in my wildest dreams that I know God was really preparing me to be a chaplain. It's insane. And so here it is in 2012, and I believe God did this just for me, and a lot of people got in on it. 2012, the law was changed. The United States Supreme Court ruled in Miller versus Alabama that it was unconstitutional to give a juvenile under the 18 a mandatory life sentence. And so all the other states had to get in line with that new law. And Louisiana was one of the states that really didn't want to listen to what the United States Supreme Court was saying. And consequently, After that law, it took me at least 6 years to get home. So that law came out in 2012, and I was released in 2018. And so upon my release, the former warden of Angola, Burl Kane, became the commissioner over Mississippi Department of Corrections here in Mississippi. And when he was looking for a chaplain, he called me, and that's the connection that was made. He saw the work that the inmates did in the prison in Angola, and how God really just used us to turn the place upside down. And so he wanted to mimic that in the prisons here in Mississippi. And so he hired me, and I hired a lot of other guys that come from under that system. And so we're trying to make this place, our job was basically to make this place look as similar to Angola as possible. And with that, we implemented the field ministers here. Field ministers are graduates from the Bible College here. There's the same extension center here, New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary, which allows guys to get up to a bachelor's degree in Christian ministry. And once you graduate from the Bible College, you have that option, that opportunity to become a field minister. And their job is to minister throughout the whole prison. And also, from the field ministers, we established inmate churches where they have their own name and identity of their church, and even own accounts, and where they can do ministry, even pick up tithes and offerings from their church and do ministry in their community. And is very effective. It worked in Angola, it's working here. We have established inmate organizations and clubs here where they are chartered, and where these organizations get the chance to serve their community also with all type of different self-help programs and class, and just help their community in any way they could. And that's another thing we have adopted from Angola with the inmate organizations. Like, for example, the CPR club, their job is to train and get guys certified in CPR throughout the prisons. And that's how they serve their community. So, and place dome respondents in every area, so that in case something happened, they'll be there to assist with CPR. Clubs like that, and it gives guys something to do. At one time when we came here, they really didn't have anything to do. They didn't have jobs and opportunities, and they wasn't really busy. We have heard the saying, eye to mind is the devil workshop. And so we start giving them some things to do and giving them some sense of responsibility, some sense of purpose while they're here in prison, and they flourish in it. It has absolutely changed. When we came here, man, the violence was outrageous. Someone was dying from gang violence almost every week, sometimes twice a week. And it was shared just a little bit over last year that violence is down here 62%. And that's amazing, what God is doing here. And I believe God is turning it upside down, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it. It was amazing that before the seminary came there, I used to call home, and my family would wonder how I'm doing. I say, man, I'm in college. And so I thought my prison experience was like college to me, because I was gaining so much knowledge. And then later, a college actually came there where you can actually get a degree. It was amazing. It just opened up my mind and heart to ways to minister to people and help people. I think one of the greatest tools or gifts I got from the Bible College was learning how to study the Bible. And so many people just read the Bible, and I think that's where a lot of arguments come in at. People argue about what they read rather than what they studied. And so it's a big difference. And studying the Bible and dealing with biblical hermeneutics, it just it just gave the Bible, put it in color, gave a black and white picture and put it in color and defined it real good. And so I love to study the Bible and get into it and really see what it's saying to me. And also one of the things happened because I graduated with a class of like 120, and so we had a computer lab that we had to, everything had to be on computer. You know, you had to type all your work up, and so there was only like 15 stations that all of us had to use, and so it caused a lot of conflict there. And so it really helped me how to deal with other people in some real stressful situations, and also showed me really how to love people in spite of, you know. And so that's the two main things I gathered from the Bible college that I really love. And there's so many other things, but I think that's very necessary in every prison, because God, like I said again, I'll say it again, God is raising up an army behind the wall. And we need to know how to effectively minister to people. And so that's why I'm here. I enjoy looking for me here. You know, so I just do what to others that I would have wanted done to me while I was in prison. I'm that person. And so it's amazing how the guys' hearts are really open to us because of our story here. I say our because there are many other chaplains that I hired that came from Angola that has, you know, just as an awesome story as mine, and we minister from that position, and guys really get us, you know, and they really know we get them because we have slept where they're sleeping, we have eaten what they eat, and we have been through all the things that they're going through, and so that leaves their heart wide open to receive the gospel because of that. It's an amazing opportunity. I wouldn't be able to be a director of chaplaincies without that degree. And so that degree opened up a lot of doors for me and opportunities. And since I've been home, and I've been going all over across the United States, just sharing my story. Even landed a book deal with Nelson Books, and looking forward to it being out in November of this year. And man, it's just awesome to get a front row seat and just see what God is doing here and being a part of it.